Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. This is KJ from Loves Teaching Will Travel. Our episode today will be about getting recruited and getting hired. So, what do we have to do to get hired and get recruited and work abroad? Now, I know this can be really tricky. It can be a long, daunting process, especially when it comes to visas and working out the kinks of getting an apartment abroad, having a bank account abroad. Step by step, you will get there. But first, we have to get hired. We have to get recruited. We have to get in front of the people who are going to get us to the place we want to be. There are a lot of resources out there, and with every piece of information that I find, I will definitely be sharing with you. Looking at information and resources that will help us, the goal is to find them, apply, reach out, email, connect, link up, and meet with the people who can get us hired or help us get in front of the people who will get us hired. First, it starts with knowing where you want to go. What are the requirements of these places? Is it important that you have a degree? Do they require experience? What exactly is the goal here when it comes to what you want, where you want to be, and how you have to get there? So, depending on your ultimate goal, you need to seek out spaces that will help you get from point A to point B. And it won't be easy. I will never say that this is going to be an easy process. It will be long. It will require a lot of documentation. It will require a lot of time. And it's important for you to know from the beginning that it won't be an easy process in order for you to build a connection with the people who are going to help you get to where you want to be, get the job that you want, and ultimately to help you win, to help you get to that opportunity, whether it's relocation, an education tour, some travel experiences. Think about what you want from these experiences and start there. Looking back at what I wanted, I was interested in learning more about teaching abroad, learning about education abroad, whether it was in different countries such as Finland and Sweden or even Spain. I wanted to see where my experience would align, where my knowledge would align, and it started with an education tour. Now, looking at the teacher that I am, being more of a facilitator rather than a lecturer, I really was interested in the education model of Finland and Sweden and them putting their students first, putting their students at the center of the learning environment rather than the teacher being the person who directs the classroom, directs the structure, the culture, how everyone functions. I wanted my students to be the core. I wanted them to be the center of this learning experience. So I sought out environments where this was prevalent. And for me, it was in Northern Europe, ultimately. So in Finland, the education model is all about giving children the autonomy, giving them the opportunity to learn from the environment, to learn from within, to learn from the people and the places around them in order to enrich their knowledge and understanding. Now, with this, I was able to connect with some education tours, and there's one in particular I'm going on in June that I'm really excited about. I'll tell you some more about that later. But looking at these experiences has helped me to determine a place where I perhaps in the future might want to be able to teach because their philosophy aligns with mine. Now, in the case of other individuals, they might be seeking opportunities not only for education tours, but complete relocation. And it's important for you to start with, does this place align with how I want to teach, the type of education philosophy that I have, and what I want my students to have when they are in my learning environment and even when they leave my learning environment. Now, if you're interested in getting hired and recruited to a certain country or to a certain international school or a certain language school, it's important to start with yourself, then start with your resources, and then from there, look at the environments that would align with you, align with your philosophy, and connect with people who work there, attend conferences, meet up on social media, get on LinkedIn, get on Facebook or even Instagram, but connect with the people who align with your education philosophy. Connect with the people who have the schools or have the programs that would be in the direction that you want to go if you do decide to relocate. For me, it's important that I do my homework. I am definitely known as the queen of research and homework and finding out where all the best information is. This is why I started this podcast. I really wanted to be able to share what I already know, as well as share information that other experts or other people in the field of education would be able to share with you out there in the audience. So this is the time for us to really think about where we want to get recruited, where we want to get hired, what countries have the opportunities we're looking for, what schools or communities align with our education philosophy, and then follow that path. Get on that path. Find that application, find that conference, apply. You will not get the opportunities you are looking for if you do not put yourself out there. And I know this can be so difficult, especially for those of us who are working full time. We're at our schools, we're at our jobs, 30, 40 hours, let's just say plus. We're at these environments, and by the time we get home, we're tired. Let's not kid ourselves. We're tired. And because we're tired, putting that energy into these spaces can be really difficult. But I'm here to tell you, let's try to make the time. If we want to get recruited, if we want to get hired to the places and the environments and the schools that align with what we want and what we see for our students in the future, it's important to do the homework, do the applications, do the connections, reach out to people, and get from point A to point B, as I said before, which will take work. For now, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, get into some more details about getting hired and getting to those jobs that we're so interested in. Now we're back. There are a variety of tools we can use that are right at our fingertips. I know sometimes we're like, I really don't have time for this, but think about what we already use today. Many of us are on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook. Utilize these resources. There are Facebook groups you can join that would be so useful to you. These are spaces where if you think that you won't get, the information that you need, or you think that there are spaces where you won't be welcomed, there are specific Facebook groups for everyone. Seek out these groups. I do have some tips for some here that I'll share with you later, but seek out these groups because they will align with the things that you're interested in. You just have to do your homework. Now, it's also important to also go directly to the source, right? Connect with international schools. Don't be embarrassed to apply or reach out or connect with the staff. Go into these websites. See who's a part of the staff list. See who's a part of the list of administrators or teachers or counselors or coordinators. Check out these websites. Join associations. I am definitely one that will tell you joining an organization or an association or a network will definitely help you to get to the places that you want to be. Attend conferences. That's another thing I learned working in the field of education. It's important to attend conferences, participate in conferences, volunteer to help out at conferences. It's a great way to network. You can't get to the places that you want to if you're not meeting the people who will connect you to the spaces and the places that will get you to your dream, right? There are some people who are lucky enough to show up to a location and find a job the next day, and they are able to just walk right in the door and they get the opportunities they want. But some of us aren't that lucky, and I'm a planner. That is me. I'm always planning. I think it's always important to be prepared, and I've compiled a list of resources that I think will help you to get your journey started and help you get prepared for what you want to do. And these are resources that can be very useful. So the first one I'd like to tell you a little bit about is based on my podcast. It's my own Facebook group. It's called Loves Teaching Will Travel. You can definitely find me on Facebook. It's going to be a place where we can collectively share information and resources. And if people have questions, it's a great place to post your question and we can have others kind of fill in and answer these questions, because there are things that I might not know that others can be able to help you with. Another Facebook group I can refer you to is Exodus Summit. I'm a part of this Facebook group. They are a great group of women. It's a great way for you to connect with women of color who have been abroad, who are currently abroad, who have either left teaching jobs or left other jobs, whether it's attorneys or medical professionals. But this is a space, this is a group of women who will definitely help you with some questions that you might have about relocation or even getting recruited and hired abroad. Other groups you can join are international school teachers. Now, this group is also available on Facebook. If you're not a Facebook person, I'm sorry. It took me a while to get back to Facebook as well, but there are so many resources on there. Please don't let them slip through your fingers. It's also important that you connect with associations. There are some important ones, such as Council for International Schools or the International School and Community, where you can connect with people from the government. You can connect with people from Fulbright, people who have the information that will get you hired. There are also some exchange programs that are available. There's one in particular called the Fulbright Teacher Exchange Program. And this is really useful if you have certification. If you are a certified educator in the US, this is a great space for you to connect with people and be a part of an exchange program that can take you to a new country, right? It can take you to a new city. It will help you to explore new spaces where you might decide, you know what, I might just take my certification abroad. Rather than teaching here, I might be able to go teach in Canada or in the UK or in Asia. Don't be afraid to use the tools and resources that are available to you. The internet is your friend. I always say that. We can't just spend our time aimlessly browsing when there's a wealth of knowledge online that can help us get to the jobs and get to our dream environment, whether it's teaching in a place where you work 20 hours a week or teaching in a place where you're only needed to work 7-8 months out of the year because of the weather. These are opportunities that I'm sure you're all interested in, and I have them here for you. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I can be found on Instagram always underscore travel underscore light. I can also be found on Facebook. Like I said, you can find me at KJ Around the World, which is my page, or you can join the Facebook group. Again, loves teaching, will travel. This is a great space for everyone who is interested in teaching abroad or working abroad, or people who want to work in teaching English as a second language, or people who are just interested in relocating, period. This is a great space for you to ask questions. It's also a great place for you to connect with like-minded people. Please remember that this is a safe space. We are here to respect each other, and we're here to show that not only do our love of learning span to the classroom, but it goes beyond that. It goes to learning about new people, learning about new cultures, and learning new languages even. So if you're interested, check out my pages, check out my blog. Again, it's been great as always. I look forward to connecting with you again next week on another episode. Have a great day. Bye-bye.